folks, I had made a video a while back, right after the election, and I basically said we need to start preparing for 2018, 2020. I also said that instead of hoping for something to be done from the top working its way down to the bottom, we need to start at the bottom and work our way back up to the top. Now, Alicia Reese is out of Ohio, and she's got a movement going in order to do just that. Instead of us looking towards people to represent our needs and requirements, what we need to do is to get our needs and requirements placed onto the ballot, onto the local and state ballots. Get those requirements passed into law so that whoever does get elected has to operate under the laws that we choose, and has also got to enforce the requirements and the laws that we pass and get put on the books. You know, things like voter rights, etc. If they are passed into formal law, then we have a lot more of a leg to stand on as far as our ability to participate in our right to vote and to get the things done that we want to get done. Anyway, here's Roland's interview with Alicia Reese out of Ohio, and I pretty much agree with her plan of action in order to get things moved forward. She's concentrating more on states' rights and local rights rather than hoping for the feds to come down and do something for the everyday person.
What are the path forward for Black America and Trump's America? We talked to a number of elders. Now we've been talking to next generation leaders. One of those is Ohio State Representative Alicia Reese, former member of the Cincinnati City Council. Also, she is head of the Ohio Black Caucus. She joins us right now. Alicia, glad to have you back on the show. You hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Roland, I can hear you now.
Representative Reese, one of the things that you've been talking about is this statewide ballot initiative when it comes to basically a Bill of Rights. So that way we're not having these same fights every single year when it comes to voting. Do you believe that's one of the issues that should be adopted by African Americans across the country? That is enshrining it in the Constitution, which is the exact same thing that freed slaves did after slavery when they put publicly financed education in state constitutions.
Oh, absolutely. I think that with the new administration coming in, there will be a movement to go more towards state rights. And so the voter Bill of Rights that we started here in Ohio with over 100,000 signatures, I certainly think is a way that we can have a model across this country in every state that allows ballot initiatives. Everything from voting rights to criminal justice, all of the things that we're out in the streets, we're going to have to take what we're marching for and begin to put those things on the ballot. You see California has been successful in several ballot initiatives, and we're going to have to take those things across the country, particularly in the Midwest. To me, that's the only way that we're going to be able to rebuild, is to take the people's agenda and begin to put them on the ballots. And I think voting rights is the key because, as you have seen in this election, voter disenfranchisement, a lot of the rules that were changed and a lot of the laws that were implemented, we saw some of the effects of it this election.
You mentioned states' rights, and what we've heard, we had Brittany Packnett on day before yesterday, Carmen Perez on yesterday, and both of them also essentially said, look, stop looking to D.C., mobilize and organize on the local level.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got local races coming, we've got statewide races coming, and so we've got to make sure that we're energized for those elections. And I think one of the ways to do that, though, is to take the personalities out of it and begin to put the issues on the ballot, issues that people care about. One of the things I know with the millennials, labels is not, Democrat, Republican. They're not big on labels, but they are big on issues. And if we begin to put the people's issues on the ballots everywhere, it begins to take the movement from marching to marching into the polls to create some power. I also would like to say, though, there'll be some resistance. I mean, there's going to be, you look at some of the nominees, et cetera, look to different departments being used to target elected officials, target people who are out speaking out, targeting civil rights groups. So there's going to be a lot of fights. They'll be using different departments to target different organizations. But this is all about our democracy, and I think it begins with us, speaking out, fighting back, and putting those things on the ballot. We've just got to put it on the ballot, the people's issues.
So Representative Reese, we've talked about fusion politics in places like North Carolina with William Barber here. What's happening in Ohio in terms of black folks working with white folks and Latino folks on similar issues in terms of fusion politics and mutual interests?
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that we've been working on. Our voter bill of rights was the beginning of that. We have 100,000 signatures in 88 counties, and that means we had to get signatures in rural areas. So I think we have a foundation, and so many things are going to be under attack that we have to come together as a coalition under, to me, the umbrella of the people's movement. But we've got to now take those issues that we're going to be marching in the streets and begin to figure out a way to put them on the ballot so that people begin to feel empowered. And so that's one of the things that we're working on and we'll be working on in Ohio. But right now we're in the rebuilding stage. We've got to go back and rebuild. Yes, we were able to be successful in Hamilton County, which is a Republican stronghold. The Black Caucus was successful in picking up seats. We have the most African Americans that we've ever had in over a decade. And we won in non-African American districts with African American state senators as well as state legislators. So we couldn't do that without fusion politics. And so we got to now go back, build on the successes that we did have in Ohio through increasing our numbers, but also begin to build these coalition, and we just got to get it done. I mean, we've been trying to get this voter bill of rights on the ballot. That's one of the many issues that need to be on the ballot. That's, to me, the only way that we can begin to rebuild and begin to have our issues in place by putting them on the ballot and try to get them in the Constitution.
How many signatures do you need?
We need 300,000 signatures.
And how many do you have right now?
We have over 100,000 right now, and it's been all in a volunteer basis.
So you have a timetable when you're going to get the other 200,000?
We're working on a timetable to look and see if we're able to get it on the ballot for the next statewide election.
And when is that?
That gives it 2018. So
2018.
that gives us some time.
So
Yes.
I said it before, there are 120 Divine Nine chapters in Ohio alone. So I fully expect Alphas, Kappas, Omegas, Sigmas, Iotas, Zeta, Sigma Gamma Rho, Delta Sigma Theta, Alpha Kappa Alpha. Have your folks put your colors on. They're going to help to get the other 200,000 votes. 120 chapters is a whole lot. And so each one of those chapters should say, look, we'll make it our point to sign up 5,000 to 10,000 people. It'll help you certainly get to that number. Representative Reese, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, and that's what I call a game plan on getting stuff done. Now we just got to get the people out there and push these particular agendas onto these state ballots so that they can get passed, so that the people can start amassing and utilizing the power that each of us possess.